Aisha bint Abu Bakr, Radhiyallahu anha, one of the greatest scholars of Islam, beloved wife of the Prophet Muhammad, and a mother to the believers. Her life is a shining example of intelligence, strength, and spiritual excellence. She narrated over 2,000 hadiths, taught generations of Muslims, and played a pivotal role in preserving Islamic knowledge. In this video, we'll uncover 20 remarkable and unifying facts about Aisha that go far beyond the surface, bringing her legacy to life with love and clarity. Before we go deeper, what do you already know about Aisha, Radhiyallahu anha? Drop it in the comments and let's learn together. Fact 1. Daughter of Abu Bakr as-Siddiq, Radhiyallahu anhu. Aisha was the daughter of Abu Bakr, the closest companion of the Prophet and the first Caliph of Islam. From a young age, she was raised in a household devoted to the Prophet and guided by Quranic values. Her father's unwavering faith and intimate relationship with the Prophet Muhammad shaped her early understanding of Islam. Growing up in this spiritually rich environment gave Aisha unique access to prophetic teachings. Her perspective was not just that of a follower, but of someone born into the very heart of the Islamic mission. Fact 2. One of the Prophet's most beloved wives. Aisha held a special place in the heart of the Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him. When asked who he loved most, he replied, Aisha. Her bond with the Prophet was filled with affection, playfulness, and deep spiritual companionship. They raced together, joked with each other, and shared moments of intimacy and mutual respect. This wasn't just a marriage, it was a relationship of two hearts committed to Allah. Aisha's role in the Prophet's life wasn't silent or secondary, and it was vocal, vibrant, and rooted in love. Fact 3. The only wife to marry the Prophet while he was single. Aisha was the only wife the Prophet married while not being previously widowed or already married to someone else. All his other marriages occurred after the death of Khadijah, and they were often to widows in need. But Aisha's marriage had a unique emotional depth. It brought companionship, love, and youthful energy into the Prophet's home. She brought joy to the Prophet's life during challenging times and was his closest companion in the latter years of his mission. Their relationship reflected both laughter and learning. Fact 4. Known for her intelligence and memory. Aisha had a sharp mind and a remarkable memory. She would listen attentively to the Prophet and recall his words with perfect precision. Many of the hadiths we have today, over 2,000, come from her. She wasn't just a narrator, she was a jurist, a theologian, and a commentator on Quranic verses. Her knowledge helped shape the Islamic sciences. Even the most senior companions came to her for clarification. Her intellect wasn't just admired, but it was foundational. She proved that learning and leadership are not limited by gender in Islam. Fact 5. A mother to the believers. Aisha is known as al-Mu'minin, the mother of the believers, a title given to all the wives of the Prophet. But she truly lived this role. She cared for the Ummah, advised Muslims after the Prophet's death, and provided moral and legal guidance. People came to her not just for knowledge, but for comfort and support. Her presence was a source of reassurance. Even today, her title reminds us that she was not just a wife of the Prophet. She was a spiritual mother to every generation of believers. Fact 6. Narrator of over 2,000 hadith. Aisha narrated 2,210 hadiths, making her one of the top hadith narrators of all time. Her narrations covered diverse topics, from ritual worship to intimate family life, legal rulings, and even humor. Because of her unique position in the Prophet's household, she witnessed private moments no one else could. Her memory was so sharp, scholars of her time said they never saw anyone more knowledgeable in poetry, medicine, or Islamic law. Her narrations have become essential pillars of Islamic jurisprudence, making her contributions central to every Muslim's faith. Fact 7. Brave during the slender accusation. Aisha was falsely accused in the painful incident known as al-ifk. The slander spread across Medina, shaking the community. But after nearly a month of silence, Allah revealed verses in Surah An-Nur, declaring her innocence and condemning the slanderers. Imagine the strength it takes to endure public shame with no one speaking for you, and then being vindicated by divine revelation. This moment didn't break her, it elevated her. She came out stronger, showing us the power of patience, dignity, and trust in Allah when the world turns its back. Fact 8. A scholar consulted by the Sahaba. After the Prophet passed away, Aisha became one of the top sources of religious knowledge. Great companions like Umar, Abu Huraira, and Ibn Abbas radiyallahu anhu sought her counsel. She corrected misunderstandings, gave legal rulings, and even debated scholars, always with evidence and grace. Once, a male companion misquoted the Prophet, peace be upon him, and Aisha gently corrected him using logic and memory. Her home became a hub for learning. Through her, we learned that women were not only present in early Islamic scholarship, they were leaders in it. Fact 9. Deep devotion to worship and fasting. Aisha was not only a scholar, she was a deeply spiritual person. She fasted regularly, prayed during the night, and gave in charity quietly and consistently. Her acts of worship continued long after the Prophet, peace be upon him, passed away. Her nights were filled with Qur'an, and her heart remained connected to Allah even in grief. Despite her position and knowledge, she remained humble. She didn't chase titles, she chased sincerity. Her devotion teaches us that intellect must always be paired with spiritual submission. Fact 10. Humble despite her status. Despite her deep knowledge, beloved status, and the honor of being the Prophet's wife, Aisha remained remarkably humble. She would often say, I am but the daughter of Abu Bakr, as if to remind herself that greatness lies in service, not ego. She didn't flaunt her closeness to the Prophet, peace be upon him. Instead, she used it to serve the Ummah. Even in debates, she remained calm, using reason rather than pride. Her humility reminds us that being honored by Allah is not a reason for arrogance, it's a responsibility. Which fact about Aisha, radiyallahu anha, has stood out to you so far? Let us know in the comments below. Fact 11. Played a role in preserving the Qur'an and Sunnah. Aisha played a key role in preserving the legacy of the Prophet, peace be upon him. She corrected misunderstandings of Quranic verses and explained the Sunnah with context. Because she lived so closely with the Prophet, peace be upon him, she had insights into his character, behavior, and decisions that no one else could offer. Her contributions helped shape Islamic law and interpretation for generations. Without her detailed accounts, much of our understanding of the Prophet's household life and ethical example would be incomplete. Fact 12. Stood for justice and spoke the truth. Aisha wasn't afraid to speak up, even to powerful figures. She once reminded Umar to apply fairness in judgment. She participated in political discussions and didn't shy away from expressing her views. Her voice was not only respected, it was sought after. In an era where social roles were strictly defined, Aisha broke barriers by speaking truth with wisdom. She proves that being principled doesn't require harshness, just courage and sincerity. Fact 13. Participated in the Battle of the Camel. Aisha was part of a politically sensitive event, the Battle of the Camel. She joined the expedition with the intention of seeking justice for the murder of Caliph Uthman, not to claim power. She later regretted her involvement, saying, I wish I had stayed home like the other wives. Her honesty about this moment shows incredible maturity and humility. She teaches us that even great people can make political missteps, but owning them with sincerity is what makes them noble. Fact 14. Lived for nearly 50 years after the Prophet. Aisha lived for almost 5 decades after the Prophet's death, continuing her service to Islam. She outlived many companions and saw the early Umayyad period. During this time, she taught students, narrated Hadith, and gave legal rulings. Her life after the Prophet's passing was filled with action, leadership, and devotion, not retreat or silence. She turned personal grief into public benefit, becoming a guardian of the Prophet's legacy. Her endurance and purpose are models for anyone navigating loss. Fact 15. Taught both men and women. Unlike what many assume today, Aisha taught both men and women. Scholars, imams, and jurists came to her door seeking fatwas and knowledge. She addressed crowds from behind a veil, maintaining modesty while sharing wisdom. Her influence reached every corner of the early Muslim world. She wasn't just a teacher for women, she was an educator for the Ummah. Her example challenges stereotypes and reminds us that Islamic tradition has always had space for strong, articulate female scholars. Fact 16. Had a sense of humor and playfulness. Aisha was not only serious and scholarly, she had a beautiful sense of humor. She once told the Prophet, peace be upon him, a light joke, and he laughed heartily. They would race, tease each other, and share tender moments of joy. This side of her humanizes her and shows that Islam doesn't require sternness to be sincere. Joy is a part of faith, and Aisha brought it into her marriage and her teaching. Her laughter was rooted in lightheartedness, not mockery, proving that deen and delight can walk together. Fact 17. Supported orphans and the poor. Aisha was known for her quiet charity. She would often give away food, clothing, or coins, sometimes without anyone noticing. She helped orphans and widows without waiting for praise. In one narration, she sent a servant with a tray of food to someone in need and went hungry herself that evening. Her generosity wasn't loud, it was sincere. She lived simply and gave freely, knowing that what is given for Allah is never lost. She teaches us that giving isn't about wealth, it's about willingness. Fact 18. Her passing mourned across the Ummah. Aisha passed away in the year 58 AH in Medina at around 65 years old. The Ummah mourned deeply. She was buried in Jannat al-Baqi, the sacred graveyard of Medina. Her funeral was attended by many companions and students. Her loss was not just personal, it was generational. A light in the Ummah had gone out, but her knowledge, love, and courage continued to guide. Even in death, she was honored as one of the greatest contributors to Islam's foundation. Fact 19. A symbol of female leadership in Islam. Aisha is a timeless symbol of what Muslim women can achieve. Scholar, teacher, spiritual guide, and political voice. She held roles few men of her time did. Her strength was not loud or aggressive, yet it was rooted in faith, knowledge, and purpose. Today, when many question women's roles in Islamic spaces, Aisha's life answers with clarity. She didn't demand permission to lead, she simply lived her truth with excellence. Her legacy is one of empowerment, not by slogans but by example. Fact 20. Her life continues to inspire millions. To this day, Aisha bint Abu Bakr inspires millions around the world. Her knowledge is quoted in classrooms, her wisdom echoed in sermons, her story retold in every age. She was a wife, a scholar, a leader, a servant of Allah. Her legacy is living proof that Islam honors intellect, purity, and courage, no matter your gender. As long as we study Hadith, reflect on the Prophet's life, or seek justice with grace, her impact remains. She is not just a historical figure, and she is a guide. Aisha was a force of knowledge, a voice of truth, and a heart devoted to Allah. Her life is not just to be remembered, it's to be learned from. May we carry her legacy forward with sincerity, balance, and courage. Which fact inspired you the most about Aisha? Let us know in the comments. Like, subscribe, and share this video with someone who loves the mothers of the believers. May Allah make us people of ilm, adab, and light. Ameen. Until next time, Assalamu alaikum.